currency.
Like a couple Bitcoins.
Money,
Hold up on my Nakamoto.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome, everybody, to Blockchain Dynamics show number 13.
Yeah, all right.
Lucky number 13. Who would have guessed? Jukely?
I could have made a good guess there.
My name is Brandon Doge.
And I'm Jukely.
And we have with us this week a special guest from Leone Labs.
This is Leone Labs.
Hello. Good to have you here. We're on the road this week. We're doing a special broadcast from Jackson, Wyoming.
Woo, it's nice here.
Yeah, it's really gorgeous. But
rainy.
And, Leone Labs has been gracious enough to let us set up in his office space.
Yeah, basically the room we're sitting
the
in.
lab.
The room
Part
we're sitting
lab.
in is like part living room, part industrial manufacturing facility.
Yeah, it's funny. There's a nice couch on one side of the room, and on the other side of the room, like a CNC machine and a 3D printer and shit. It's really funny.
It's all up to code too, so it's,
Yeah, these are all regulation.
it's all approved.
Nice. And so we're going to talk to Matt about some pretty sweet stuff that he's working on in a minute. But the first thing we wanted to get to was to announce this week's Mineum contest winners. As people might know, Mineum is an ongoing ICO right now based on a mining farm that's being created in Quebec. And you can find a lot of information about that on Google and possibly even participate. I don't know.
It's up to you, you know. ICOs, they can be good opportunities. This one appears to be, they're doing a better job than most, I would say. So it could be a good one.
They've been friendly. Very nice
exactly.
people.
And it's run by the Crypto World, who's a friend of the show as well. So.
Yeah, the Crypto World. We cross-post the show on that website every week. And Anyway, here are the winners. The catchiest, most unique, and well-worded tweet goes to
Biggs21024. That's at Biggs21024.
Congratulations,
Biggs. I'm not sure if this is the tweet, but I'm just going through his Twitter. This one says, yeah, baby, all day, every day at Mineum Project. At the wheel, full speed ahead. Mine away. #Mineum. Don't play.
Dang.
So there's Biggs21024.
tweet.
Yep, that's the winning tweet right there. So congratulations to him.
The Twitter account that tweets the most Mineum-related content this week was Hwakid.
Hwakid, that's WHAKID. So congratulations to you, Hwakid.
And the Twitter account that posts the best Mineum-related graphics, not too surprised here, going to Condiamore again.
Yep, for the second week in a row. You can check out his graphics in the thread for the coin. But
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of really interesting stuff.
yeah, they're sweet. They're
I
really
like
sweet,
the one where it's on the mountainside as a shadow.
Nice. I didn't actually see it, but
I
I saw some of his earlier ones.
And then the fourth winner is actually going to be split two ways, and I think both people are going to be receiving equal awards. So kind of like the prize was upped slightly for that.
Yeah, the Mineum guys were kind of so impressed with these two that they just decided to give them both prizes, which is cool. So winners...
Yeah, the Twitter account that retweets the most Mineum-related content goes to both Hwakid and Eni.
It's E-N-E. We're not sure. We couldn't figure out last week how to pronounce it, but we're going with E-N-E. So congratulations to you two guys, man. It's a pretty good prize. I think it's 0.025 per category.
Yeah, let me make sure that I know what I'm talking about.
It's often a problem for us on the show.
I think it's 0.0275.
Oh, nice. Sweet. So, yeah, good prize.
Yeah. It's pretty sweet for tweeter prize.
Yeah, exactly. So, again, big congratulations to all the winners there. And, check out Mineum.
And, hey, Matt.
Hey.
Matt Leone of Leone Labs with us.
We're just going to
You can check him out at Leone Labs on Twitter.
Yep, at
I
Leone
do have a
Labs.
social media presence, yes.
He's
not,
working on it, getting up there.
I'm trying to tweet more, work on my tweet game.
Nice.
Yeah, you got to work
Me
on
too,
that.
man. I mean, some
Can't we all?
people are just so good at it. So
I know.
so tweetable.
I think it's, consistency that you got to build up to. I don't have that yet.
I tweeted a lot for maybe a year, and then I gave up, so I don't know.
Yeah, Brandon and I had some really funny Twitter crypto accounts at first.
Yeah,
Mine was Jerry Seinfeld.
I had a at L Ron Fuddard, so it's kind of play on Scientology L Ron Hubbard or whatever.
I like it.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with the Twitter account, but I just kind of stopped.
Matt doesn't directly interact with the crypto space much, so we'll probably
You'll
leave
have
some
to
comments
forgive
and
me.
stuff in certain spots. Like I'd like to let Matt know that FUD means fear, uncertainty, and doubt.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's,
there's
And
layers.
it's something
layers
that's
to it.
injected into all sorts of parts of life, but cryptocurrency especially, and people will use it to drive the price in the direction that they want.
Oh, interesting. So it's like a pillar of crypto.
Yeah, it's kind of like a form of spoofing strategy. People will trash talk a coin if they want the price to go down so that they can buy it, essentially. And then because that became a thing, it became this like all-encompassing thing where like people will say that like legitimate criticisms will get dismissed as FUD because they'll be like, "Oh, you're just trying to get the price of the coin down," and
You're just trying to FUD me.
yeah, exactly. So it goes. It's really funny. It
So,
goes both
but do
ways.
people not want certainty in their crypto?
I think people do. People do want certainty, but they never get it. So they.
So they're just saying that this is sort of a fact of life, and we're going to embrace it and try to capitalize on it.
Well, it is a fact of life, and so it becomes a point of discussion possibly because people are able to not tell the truth for some reason.
But you're sort of embracing it rather than just sort of like dismissing it as
Some people definitely embrace it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Twitter account is just a joke saying that I'm FUDding these coins because I'm a dick, but it's actually just it's tongue in cheek essentially.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So does crypto have other social media platforms? Like Twitter is obviously powerhouse, but
There's some developing. We're actually going to talk about one this week. That's what our segment coming up.
The main
Okay.
forum is called Bitcoin Talk.
and these are just a standard forum,
Yeah, it's just a bulletin board.
threaded.
Yeah. And that's where we find out what's going to happen next. Like all of the news goes through there. And if you're going to basically create a blockchain project at this point in time, you have to post it on that forum. If you don't, then people will, especially if it's a mineable blockchain, people will claim that you didn't give them a chance to mine it if you don't post it there.
And if you don't post it, somebody else will. They'll be like, "Oh, this coin launch, blah 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 blah."
Yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, Bitcoin Talk and Twitter are probably the two biggest ones. There's a lot of Slack channels that people use as well.
Slack,
And
yeah,
IRC
right.
is still pretty big, actually.
So Matt, with Leone Labs, do you want to tell people about your glyph project a little bit?
Yeah, sure. I guess I'll just say that, you know, my background is in electrical engineering, but got pretty deep into sort of hobby level electronics maybe 5 or 6 years ago. Maker movement. I guess I'm like a product of the maker movement. And with things like, you know, crowdfunding and social media and small batch production and like, you know, prototyping services and equipment, I saw that there was just a lot of interesting things to investigate. So for me, a lot of what I do is a little mix of technology and art and design and just making, you know, trying to make things that haven't been made before because the technology or the, you know, the capabilities weren't there.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of prototyping here in the lab. I had worked, you know, as at a startup for a number of years and saw a lot of different aspects of electronic production there. And so I'm trying to kind of merge those two things where there's maybe less of a big market, you know, for any one thing, you know, in treating it more like an art piece or like a, you know, creation or a way of making things that hasn't been used before. So I've posted a lot of Instructables trying to like share that kind of DIY ethos and like openness about hardware, you know.
Yeah.
The evolution of that movement into hardware is kind of a big theme
Yep.
in what I do. So what I'm doing now is a lot of LED things just because LEDs are pretty generally appreciated.
Right. Yeah. You can even
They're
go to Matt's Leone Labs Twitter and you can watch him placing LEDs onto electrical boards with a what is it, Matt? Like a little vacuum.
It's a
tube?
vacuum like wand, I guess is what you'd call it.
Yeah,
a wand.
okay.
Yeah. But it's just got a little like syringe, a little needle tip, and you just, because the pieces are so light and small, you can pick them up with a very light vacuum. And that's how most pick and place machines in modern electronics do it. I'm just doing it by hand, and pick and place machines are expensive, so it's much my arm is a better robot than any pick and place machine.
Yeah.
So
and so each LED has to be placed. The glow glyphs are basically letters with
LEDs kind of in the shape of letters.
yeah.
It was kind of a test of a lot of electronics are rectilinear. It's all like right angles, 45 degrees, equal spacing. So most EDA tools, these are the CAD tools that are used to generate the layouts of components, don't really easily allow you to do non-rectilinear geometries. And so it became a little bit of a challenge, like, okay, what's the most general set of shapes that I could put components in? And I'm like, well, okay, maybe letters, there's a whole bunch of different forms and shapes there. And so it'd be a good test of, like, can I generate patterns of LEDs in the shapes and the curves and the corners of letters. And I generated a full alphabet, so there's a whole set of letters there, and then they can be chained together with a little push-on connector, so it becomes a sort of a reusable LED toy / sign / nightlight
Yeah.
/ whatever you want to spell out and have it glow.
Nice.
You can make it with those. So.
And so should people just go to leonelabs.com to learn about that, or are you still running a crowdfunding?
I had tried the crowdfunding, canceled that. I wasn't quite ready with the public support. So you can go to Leone Labs. There's a store there right now. I'll probably put them on Etsy just to capture that market. Try to drive people to the product. But yeah, leonelabs.com.
Nice.
His stuff's really cool. It's like, it sounds kind of simple, like, oh, you put LEDs just in shapes, but when you actually see it in action, they look really awesome. And it's
Definitely haven't seen it before.
Yeah, it just shows how cool the visual effect of LEDs is for people. It's like got this, I don't know, kind of like reptilian appeal or something.
Yeah, it taps into the like lower levels of your brain.
Yeah, exactly.
Glowing lights.
I know, dude. It's like a
What are
moth to a
they?
candle, right? It's just staring
Yeah,
at the fire.
exactly. Seriously.
So yeah, those have been a lot of fun. There's a lot of side projects too that sort of spin out
Yeah,
of
today
that.
we were at the Jackson Hole Mini Makers Fair, and Matt had a project there making something like a word clock.
It happened to be a word clock that had a couple special features. It was a 2-foot by 2-foot panel of RGB LEDs that we had placed into, or we had put letters in front of to spell out the time, using a Raspberry Pi as the driving source. And then we built a fun custom control panel with some like big giant switches and buttons that you could, or the kids could, change the colors to. It was quite satisfying.
It was fun to watch. There were a lot of kids there, and they were having a lot of fun. This school was like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. It's crazy.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, we really appreciate Leone Labs hosting us this week and sponsoring us, and he's going to hang out with us tonight, and that's how it is.
Yep. Yeah, it's a bit of a non-blockchain related content there, I guess, but we really want to thank Leone Labs, and you should definitely check out his website because his stuff is really cool.
Yeah, well, thank you guys. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Up next, we have a really cool segment. We did, or Jukely did, I should say, an interview.
Yeah, I talked to Ned Scott from Steemit, and the token being Steem. He told me a little bit about his platform. I'm not going to do a whole bunch of introduction. Let's just hear what he has to say, all right? Hi, this is Jukely with Ned Scott of Steemit today. Hey, Ned.
Hey, Jukely. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, it's our pleasure. So much. Thanks for being here, and how are you?
I'm doing really well, just putting things together with Steemit,
Great. Yeah, and some of our listeners probably need a little bit of background. So from my perspective, I saw the Bitcoin talk announcement of Steemit, and I mined a little bit of it. I kind of got lost in the updates after a while, and I was considering trying to do the witness aspect of it that I guess is inherited from BitShares, which is the basis for the cryptocurrency portion of Steem. But I kind of, in the end, realized that I probably wasn't a great candidate for it, so I kind of backed off of that. But I've been keeping track of the website as well, and so now I'm excited to talk to Ned and kind of find out where the project's at and how things are going. So, Ned, could you give us a little background on yourself, your position with Steem, and what Steem is?
Absolutely. So Steem is a blockchain. It's got a few new sort of features in it that make it supportive of blogging and social media. So basically, if you were to take, Reddit, it's basically a database that would support, an application like Reddit. And so that's what we've built with Steemit.com. So it was about 5 months ago now that Dan Larimer and I got together to sort of map out this project. He had been working on another blockchain project called BitShares, and we kind of went back to the drawing board in an attempt to create a business model where we could use the blockchain to help people help each other. Cool. What I mean by that is kind of, Dan was kind of looking at mutual aid societies or micro insurance on the blockchain. Basically, people are supporting each other in their time of need. And we kept coming back to the idea that we sort of need a forum. We sort of need a platform for people to communicate, their questions and reciprocate with good information, back to one another. And so ultimately we ended up with this idea that we need a blockchain-based social media platform or a blockchain-based forum. And that's where the Steemit was kind of born. And today, anyone can show up to Steemit.com and they can post or they can vote on the content that's already there. And the better the posts perform, the more the poster and the voters earn. And what they're earning is Steem, the cryptocurrency. And so that's kind of what we're bringing to the table is the idea that anyone can now earn cryptocurrency. And it's as simple as just posting or voting online, which is something they're already doing on platforms like Reddit, Twitter, and Facebook.
Cool.
There's a few jokes we've been throwing around with ways to describe it. One is, blogging is the new mining. It's to me, it's kind of like when I first heard about, Bitcoin, a few years ago. I think someone said to me, yeah, it's this crazy thing. You just turn your computer on and suddenly you're making money. That was mining, With Steemit and Steem, it's kind of, you just show up to this website and you start posting or commenting on stuff and suddenly you're making money. So that has a few, there's a cool frame to that for content creators. Content creators today, like your bloggers and your YouTube stars, it's very difficult for them to make money online without using advertising. But with a model like Steemit, it's all kind of this peer-to-peer appreciation. So now if a blogger shows up and posts something, they can basically be rewarded for that, without using advertising, which is also kind of cool.
Yeah, cool. And so I was looking at how the power, which is the vested Steem, that gives you the ability to sort of it's important for people with power to vote on things, from what I was understanding, I guess.
Yeah, so that's a good thing to point out as well. So the payouts work in a way that sort of make Steem and Steemit, a sort of long-term holders platform, where when you earn your rewards for good posts and for good voting, because with voting, the earlier you find a post that does well, the more you get rewarded. The type of rewards you're getting are actually they're sort of Steem dollars. So 50% of the reward is in this sort of pegged dollar token.
Okay.
And we call those Steem dollars. And then 50% of the rewards are paid as Steem Power, which you just mentioned. And the Steem Power is sort of Steem that's been committed to the blockchain. So it's basically someone saying, I will hold my Steem on the blockchain for at least so long, and because I'm doing that, that will give me the power to vote on content. So suddenly I have this sort of influence token, where I can vote on things and I can earn from that. So there's sort of an incentive to be that sort of long-term holder with this token.
Yeah.
And there's an incentive to participate.
And so then someone who is either just upvoting content or submitting content even, then they would have the choice to increase their power or to begin converting that to Steem over that 2-year period?
Right. So when you earn that Steam power, it actually does have a market value because you can power it down, which is basically you're releasing it from its commitments to the blockchain, and then once it's powered down into Steam, Steam is a lot like Bitcoin, where it's fungible and divisible and can be transferred freely.
Okay.
So then you could sell that on the market.
Cool.
So, that's what some people will do, of course. But other people will stay in Steam power because it gives them influence.
Yeah,
It makes them long-term holders, and they get rewarded in a few different ways from that.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. Oh, excuse me. So, how about the ways that Steam is different from your company Steemit? Can you elaborate on that a bit for me?
Yeah, sure. So the way I see it is Steam is an open database. It's exactly like Bitcoin in the sense that it's a public blockchain. Anyone can come along and build on top of it, build applications that use it. And this is really important for us as the company Steemit, because we see the network effect of Steam being very important to our company. So our company is really this website company. We're this social media platform. And so the simplest way to look at the difference there is that you have a back end and a front end. Steam is the back end, and then Steemit is the front end. But Steemit could just be one of many front ends. So you could come along and create JukelySteam.com, and it could plug into Steam, and you could have a sort of social media site that looks exactly like Steemit, but it would be a different, be owned by different people and run by different people. So Steemit.com is kind of like a blockchain.info. It's a wallet. It's a web wallet. It doesn't hold your private keys, doesn't hold your passwords. It's merely access to the blockchain for you. And it's like blockchain.info with an extra element, which is your social media. So it's kind of like reddit.com meets blockchain.info in a way.
So do you predict, or do you have ideas of that Steemit will remain the primary conduit for people to interact with Steam, or do you kind of suspect that another group would step up at some point with something that even you guys didn't think of, or is that just kind of to be seen?
Yeah, some of it's to be seen, but we've already seen entrepreneurs begin to come to the platform and come to the Slack to basically discuss with us, the possibilities, and some proposals, have already gained traction to the point where, they're forming teams. For instance, there's a guy in the Slack there who is basically, creating a scientific papers initiative where he wants to take scientific papers and academic papers and put them on Steam, because Steam is this blockchain that can, store, lengthy text and all that. So, that's interesting. He's going to be pitching that to the academic community. That's really cool in our eyes. Steemit, though, I think Steemit has some extra potential to be the primary platform. We own quite a bit of Steam at the moment, and we'll be using it to sign people up. And so that's an important factor. Part of the distribution mechanism is this faucet. So we have a very powerful faucet where we can basically give people Steam to have them sign up, and give it to them in such a way that it's vesting. So that it brings them in a long-term way. So when we turn that on, we think that we'll be able to sign up quite a few people, and that it could help propel us to become, a real player in the social media space.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we think so too.
Yeah, I'm excited to get in there and start to try to post some things. It seems like people are kind of the posts are pretty eclectic right now. It seems like people are maybe trying to figure out what people are interested in who are currently viewing Steam. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. You kind of got to, what I've noticed is the best thing is to sort of bring original content. The stuff that's new, the stuff that people have personally created and then posted is the stuff that seems to be received the best. But I know what you mean, because there's this new sort of gamification to it. People are trying to say, how do I post this in the best way so that, I get rewarded for it and I get all those upvotes that turn into more steam for me,
Right.
same thing.
Right, or for example, at the beginning, it seemed like, especially, and maybe that's changing a little bit, information about Steam is really popular on Steam, and cryptocurrencies are really popular there, which makes sense too. So I imagine it'll become more diverse as more interactions begin to happen.
That's right. I think our early DNA is very technology focused, very cryptocurrency focused. There have been some interesting posts on gardening and some other really eclectic topics. And I think that is very valuable to the site. When those sort of unexpected things show up, the community responds, because what's happening is the community overall is expanding. Suddenly there's appeal to a new group of people. Take for instance the gardening community. That's an entirely new set of people, and as the community grows, that's good for everybody. So what I see happening in the long run is we build a very inclusive, very open community that wants to bring in new types of people, and because of that, it ends up being very diverse.
Yeah, that is really interesting. I mean, the incentive for creating content is definitely immediately more compelling than, Dig back in the day or Reddit now or whatever people are using. I haven't been doing that type of stuff for a while, honestly.
Yeah, because you want to have a good experience, so you want to be reading stuff that's new, and, you want to be talking with people who are positive. One of the problems we see on the internet is there's so much trolling, and so we kind of have a platform that we might be subject to trolling at a certain point, but so far everything has been really positive. What we're finding is that as people sort of build these blockchain-based accounts and then post from them, they're realizing that everything they do is recorded in the blockchain. So it's really hard to escape from your reputation, and because of that, it just gives people the little extra incentive to be positive, to take that extra step to answer questions thoughtfully.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you guys have a plan for moderation when things get bigger?
So, anywhere in the world, if there's a government that tells you can't do something, you can't, show this or that, Steam, it might have to listen to them. But the thing about the whole thing is Steam, the blockchain, is this immutable log of posts.
Right.
So anything that appears there can't really be censored. If something were taken down from Steemit, people would be able to see that directly into the blockchain. They'd be able to say, wow, you deleted this post. Uh-huh. So that is really not something that we anticipate, going out of our way to try to do.
Okay. Yeah, and I imagine it'll be interesting to see if it the nature of the platform kind of takes care of itself in a certain way too, so that maybe there won't be as many problems as there are on certain other platforms. But then I also wonder, it would be really interesting to see.
Yeah, it's an experiment, like almost anything that appears in the blockchain space, and so we're just excited as everybody else to kind of see how this plays out. But it's fun. It's fun.
If it was somehow to get to a point where Steemit wasn't able to be providing content for some reason, that would be the point where like another service or website could pop up and pull that information off of the Steam chain without like really being the same group of people even.
Right. It could be a completely different group of people. For instance, there's another block explorer at steamd.com. And so you can go there and you can see that it's presenting the same set of information as steemit.com. And so that's been really cool because, the person who put that together has presented some slightly different information or has structured it in slightly different way. So people, the power users I've noticed like to look at both sites. It's sort of like they're cross-checking, the information, and so that's a good thing for keeping everybody honest. I think the blockchain has so much potential for the social media space and just for the the written content space overall, because it provides perfect sort of attribution for everything that's uploaded, and that's important for the users, and it's important for keeping the owners of the businesses honest.
Yeah, for sure. So content, text and it's like all stored in this markup language. Is that correct? And then external data is kind of brought in, like images and videos and stuff. Or can videos be on Steemit?
At the moment, the blockchain supports text. Suppose you could eventually figure out how to put some small, pictures on there, things like that. Right now, the plans are to eventually move to IPFS, the Interplanetary File System, where we make a hash to, all the video content and the picture content. And there's still some experimentation that has to happen there. Today, people are posting pictures through, picture hosting services like Imgur.
Yeah, that would have been my go-to as well, probably.
But they actually just censored us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I guess it's in their terms of service where you can't hot link to Imgur images unless you're on Reddit.com or something. So.
I use them on Bitcoin Talk all the time.
I guess they saw us and they said, "Look at this competitor Reddit. We got to block them."
That's right. I guess now I'm remembering that Reddit owns Imgur, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Interesting. Huh. Well.
So we found some solutions. There's some other sites out there that support it, and eventually we'll come up with our own sort of way to manage that in a way that's good for the community. So, yeah, it's another part of the experiment.
And so people are currently mining, and there's going to be content rewards starting on July 4th. And,
right.
So are there other ways that people can start going and getting in there besides those avenues? Right.
So July 4th is a big date for the whole Steem community because what's been happening is over the last couple months and through July 4th, the blockchain is sort of tallying the best posts and votes. And what it's doing is it's saying, okay, these are the best posts, and then it's corresponding them to the rewards pool. And there's a very large rewards pool for July 4th. It's 10% of the total token supply is going to be distributed that day.
Oh, wow.
So if you look at the market cap, and the market cap, the way it's presented on CoinMarketCap is about $10 or $11 million right now. So based on that, you're kind of looking at just over a $1 million bounty for the best posts and the most accurate votes. So that's a great way to get involved today. But there are other ways. There's mining, as you mentioned. There's also a blockchain-based exchange between Steem and Steem dollars. And so that's an opportunity for market makers because there's a subsidized maker-taker model built into the blockchain there. So if you're a market maker and, you've got some skills putting together bots, there's going to be a platform here where, you can, basically, you can help the platform by providing liquidity and you can do well for yourself, especially with the subsidized maker-taker model. There's also rewards for holding. So just by holding Steem power, you kind of get rewarded with more Steem. So there's quite a few entry points with the blockchain. Yeah.
Boy, and this is just really the beginning. It feels like so much. Like at the very beginning, it felt very, very beginning-ish, and now it still feels like the beginning. So I think this is one of those. I mean, this is gonna go on for quite a while.
Yeah. I mean, July 4th is, it's close. It both feels far away and close. There's a lot of work to be done, but it's right around the corner at the same time. So there's still lots of opportunities for people to get involved. Anyone who gets involved now or soon is an early adopter. This is still young. And so, with that, I just kind of say that, anybody who's looking for a way to get involved in something that could be big, this is a great way to do it. We think there's something very new here, and it's really an opportunity, for all types of people.
Awesome. Well, that kind of concludes most of my questions that I had written down. Is there anything you'd like to add, Ned?
Sure. So I just like to invite everybody to come check out steemit.com. The site's pretty new still, but it's pretty easy to show up, and you can either browse the posts or of course we invite you to sign up. There's a there's a faucet running on the sign up. So basically you'd sign up and get about $3 to $4 dollars of Steam power just for signing up. And that basically allows you to do voting and posting and become part of the community. So we'd love to see you show up there. There's also a Slack channel. And I could send you a link, Jukely, for that, but also it's at steam.herokuapp.com. That's where the auto inviter is.
Awesome. Yeah, that sounds great. I'm gonna try to log in and post some stuff. I'd like to post this interview. I think that'd be great.
Please do. I bet you get plenty of upvotes from that.
So that's my plan. Try to create a blockchain dynamics, steam it, and post this interview.
That would be awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, everybody. That is Ned from Steam It. Thanks, Ned.
Thanks, Jukely. Talk to you soon.
Bye. And there you have it.
Excellent, man. Yeah, that was really great. Steam is just, we've been following it, I guess, pretty much since it came out, and I don't know, it just seems like it's been looking better and better to me lately.
Yeah, well, I'm still looking forward to posting that interview on there. I wanted to wait until it was on this show before I posted it, so now I'm excited too, again.
And they've also actually got this website up and running. Like, you see so many coins that do huge IPOs for things that don't even exist yet. This is a no IPO coin, and the website's up and running. Anyone can use it. So there's really, there's no... It's tough for me to find really something bad to say about this coin right now, at least.
Yeah, looking back, the people that were upset were ones that felt like they got edged out on the mining. And Steam's position was fairly unapologetic about that. So it is what it is, I suppose. I don't know what anyone can do about all of that. So it's not really important to me at this point.
Well, in the blockchain, they didn't sell it as something that's supposed to be about the mining. It's supposed to be about using the website to get Steam and stuff. So.
I felt like the irony of that complaint to me was that with a single low-power processor, I was able to get a nice amount of Steam despite the relaunch. Right. So I wasn't exactly sure. Like, I can understand that some people only want to participate when they can dominate, but it's like not... I don't understand the complaints about when you're not able to dominate.
It reminds me of like early in Vanilla Coin, there was this really funny episode where these guys they came up with a GPU miner or something on their own, and then had just spending a fuckload of Vanilla Coins, and then John Connor I think he found a way to box them out or something or spite them or something, and they got super pissed and were just really trolling the coin hard and saying the Vanilla Coin was going to die. I
kind of felt like I was on the Mighty Ducks and they were the bad guys.
They're the evil team on the Mighty Ducks. But yeah, they dumped Vanilla down to 1,000 Satoshi on C-Cex because they were so mad, and then obviously that just turned out to be a huge mistake for them. Vanilla Coin obviously came back
mistake, not mistake. I don't know about that.
Making money. Well, yeah, good point.
But Vcash is certainly an ongoing, interesting experiment.
Yep, definitely.
So that brings us to the new post this week.
Yep, we always love talking about the new coins. There's been a ton of posts this week. The game has the markets have been super active this week. There's
just been flush.
A shitload going on. And so, as usual, when that happens, you see a crap load of new posts on Bitcoin Talk.
One thing that we've been kind of talking about mentioning for a while, and I think this is the time. Basically, the way that you can find a bunch of posts is you can actually sort Bitcoin Talk by first post descending.
Yeah, they don't have this option publicly. In the UI, you can't get to it, but if you just do a sort, sort it by last post so that it shows the last post and change the word last to first, it'll then sort it by the creation date of the post. So it makes it really easy to keep track of what the newest posts are. You don't have to wade through the front page, which has changes every 10 seconds. If something doesn't get a post, it's going to be off the front page in half an hour or so.
So that's a blockchain dynamics tip that you can take to the bank.
Yeah, blockchain dynamics life pro tip. Exactly. So yeah, that's how we sort through Bitcoin Talk. I've been using that sort for
a couple of years now. So the first thing that happened was we had a Litecred relaunch happen. I think this was inevitable.
Yeah, Litecred came out in January. They did an airdrop thing.
Yep.
I think they had a big early mining rush too.
Yep.
The developer abandoned the coin. Old story.
Ugh, man.
And but it's still on YoBit, and there's this guy Loyyal from the community has decided to revive it. I don't see any indication that he's trying to do anything other than keep the chain running, but At least Litecred people will know that there's going to be nodes up for a little while longer.
Yeah, nice.
And it's trading okay. It's at 20 Satoshi right now. It's kind of before the dev left. It was tended to trade from like 40 to 60, so it never really lost that much value.
Well, so I mean, it never had anything really going for it.
Yeah, exactly, other than just being a blockchain.
Yeah, and so it's still that, and people that believed in it should have reason to believe it's alive. Like people that give up. Do you ever just like have coins in a wallet that you just forget about, or do you usually end up getting rid of them?
Yeah, I definitely have given up on quite a few coins. A lot of times I'll have a coin on a virtual machine for a long time, and then when I need to update virtual machines, I'll decide like if I'm going to keep it. And there's been a lot of coins that I haven't kept. There's been a few that have come back. I know this really old crappy coin Penta. PTA is the acronym for it. I mined a crap load of those, and it had masternodes or something. I don't remember what happened to them, but I ended up deleting the wallet, and that one started trading on YoBit like a year later.
Oh, wow.
I was like, ah, shit. But I also have had a ton. Usually I just send them to YoBit. If there's an exchange, I'll just send whatever I have to YoBit and not worry about staking or whatever at that point, because usually the stake, after like a few months, the stake rates go down quite a bit anyway, so I'll just throw the coins on the exchange and leave them and then kind of cross my fingers to have a sell clear.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. I can't think of any offhand, but I'm sure that I've left some to go. But mostly I feel like I mostly sell the ones that I don't see working out, and I just buy more of the ones that I like.
Yeah, exactly.
The next one that we saw was BitCapital ICO.
Yeah, this one, just another ICO, I guess. I don't...
For some sort of exchange here.
Yeah, I read their white paper. It's kind of funny, actually. I recommend browsing through it just because, like, one of the services that they offer, I don't remember the name of the service, but the acronym is SCAM, S-C-A-M.
Oh, that's
yeah,
cool.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like a tongue-in-cheek thing or if they're foreshadowing the future of this IPO. The slogan here in the white paper is "We keep finance sexy."
Oh, that's an interesting perspective.
Yeah, I don't see anything too sexy here in the otherwise in the post though, so I'm not sure.
I mean,
no details on how they're going to keep finance sexy, so I don't know if I can recommend this IPO.
okay.
But no, the actual futures are kind of the standard stuff. They want a decentralized exchange, and they're going to have a trading fund or something, a hedge fund. That's so. We've heard that before.
Do you think once there's like 1 billion decentralized exchanges, then we can have like a search engine for them, centralize it back together like Google, so we can like search for the best price across 5 decentralized exchanges?
What if every decentralized exchange IPO actually released their decentralized exchange at once? We went from 0 or maybe 1 with CasinoCoin to like 100 decentralized exchanges in one day.
That'd be fun.
But yeah, I think we all know that that's not going to happen because these developers are never going to release anything.
Oh, come on now, Brando.
Yeah, I guess I like to trash talk the new IPOs especially. So.
Oh yeah, it's one of the best parts.
If the BitCapital guys think they can, if they got the stuff, then let's see the exchange.
See it.
Yeah,
BitCapital exchange, bring it.
Okay.
Chili Coin, hot as hell. X11 proof of work.
This has some really stupid graphics, so. I guess it was kind of worth loading the thread up just to look at them. It's just a funny like burning chili or whatever and some goofy gifs. But it's another IPO, so only a 10 Bitcoin IPO, which is really low. But
what do they justify this IPO with?
There's no justification whatsoever on this one. It's just
need
like,
a little cash to get those development costs off the ground.
You got to cover those development costs. I
mean, you need toilet paper, you need tacos.
And they're going to do a signature campaign, so that's like the IPO is probably not even all the coins. So it's just like, oh, give us 10 Bitcoins, please. So yeah, don't give those guys 10 Bitcoins, please.
I think I'm gonna buy the whole thing.
That's oftentimes what happens with the really small IPOs is somebody will just buy the whole thing so they can kind of have an owned market, I think. But I don't know if Chili Coin's going to be the one for me. Next up on the new coins this week is BitCedi. I think BitCedi is how to pronounce it. BXC. This coin was announced by Loyyal, the same guy that did the takeover for.
Oh, that's weird.
Litecred. So apparently, this is
nice eye there. Didn't notice that.
Yeah, and it's crypto note based. So I think that means it's in the Monero family.
I have yet. I think we've talked about this before, but I just have not not done a crypto note based coin yet.
I tried to get one mining once and didn't quite get it.
That's why I'm glad that with Steam being BitShares, at least now I kind of know what that is.
Yeah, that's
sort
true.
of.
Yeah, I guess you were able to get Steam working, so that's probably more complicated than a crypto note.
I
but-
mean, you know how it is. You follow the directions and you get it going. It's not really that hard.
Yeah, exactly. There's usually like 1 or 2 hiccups, but you'll get through it.
Yeah.
But anyway, this it's a real miner's coin. It looks like it's got a really long proof of work, having every 6 months, 4-minute blocks, so slow blocks. So it's going to be definitely. I mean, the specs are for a long-term chain. The interesting thing for me, like looking at this one as a trader, I think it would be definitely a good bet to mine on home gear. I have a hard time wondering if it's going to get on YoBit because I don't think they do crypto note yet.
Oh, right. Okay.
And so YoBit's like the steam engine right now of these
For a new coin.
of the new coin economy for
Yeah.
sure. So they kind of are going to have to exist outside of that sphere and then hold it out for long enough to get a Bittrex listing. But that means it's going to be low profile for a really long time. So if you're somebody who's looking for something to CPU mine, especially, I would seriously consider this.
Yeah, I'm always right on the edge with CPU mining. Like
It's always paid off for
I've
me.
obviously had some really successful CPU mining, but on the other hand, like some of it's obviously not worth it.
Yeah, I'm too lazy
So
to do
tough
it
to tell
usually.
sometimes. This one,
But it's like I would say 4 out of 5 times I've actually gotten set up on a weird CPU coin. I've ended up making like way more than I would have doing anything else.
CPUs are cheap to run.
Yeah, and they don't cost
No
shit
matter
to
who
run,
you
so
are.
it's more just the time you spend to set it up. Really.
Yep.
But yeah, BitCedi. So I think this one looks pretty cool, honestly.
Nice. I don't like the name.
Yeah, I don't really know how to pronounce it. I don't know if I'm saying it right. BitCedi, BitCedi, who knows? But there you have it.
What's up next?
PowerCoin. Do you feel the power, Drew?
Yeah, I think I do.
Distributed computing made easy. They've got a video here, a bunch of images. I don't know. I don't really know what to think about this coin, to be honest with you.
Well,
Oh, it's an airdrop. I forgot about that. So I guess sign up for the airdrop and get some free money.
oh, it hasn't happened yet?
I know that it's been airdropping out. I don't know if it's already over.
Yeah, it's over.
Is it? Oh, man.
Airdrop over. I see it in the title now.
Oh, weak.
Can I ask a dumb question?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
What's an airdrop?
Ah, thank you, Matt.
That's when they like,
It's giving away coins.
yeah, basically they.
So it's like, okay, we're going to take 20% blank percent of this blockchain and we're going to give it to people.
Uh-huh.
So, for example, the best airdrop of all time has
Decred.
Decred. Like these people.
Why is it the best?
Because they actually made a new coin that they made a new blockchain technology essentially, like not just a clone of Bitcoin, and then they gave away a shitload of it just for free to people.
They gave us all a Bitcoin.
Yeah, the amount
Wow.
the amount of the airdrop that I got was a Bitcoin. I sold it for like 1.1 Bitcoins or something, and it just barely like. It's still trading pretty much at that price that it was at. to
It's
begin
held
with.
really steady, and
So-
they are still making lots of plans. I saw that they're going to bring smart contracts to their chain and all that type of stuff. Like, and if anybody can do it, I feel like it's that team. That's what's.
Yeah, they've made
It's so low key.
They made I actually got into Decred this week. I finally bought into it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, after the Poloniex.
Oh, of
listing.
course, yeah.
So, but I've heard, I think maybe on the last one, you guys, when I think airdrop, I think plane flying overhead,
That's what it's meant
throwing
to-
things out the
to-
That's what
It's
it's meant to simulate because anybody.
Just imagine a
anybody
plane
can
flying
grab 'em.
over with just money drifting over Jackson Hole.
Yeah, but
Everyone
was
can
it
grab
is there never an actual case of that?
In
in
the real
history
life?
or something.
Of physically throwing altcoins out of the plane.
that would be pointless. That would be a waste of
Would it?
money. Well, yeah, because we can distribute them electronically.
Oh, well.
You also the coins that get lost would be lost permanently from the blockchain. So that
No,
might be an
dude,
issue.
they would exist
They're just
physically.
Yeah,
yeah, they're
yeah, that's true. They're waiting to be found. That's a good.
they're like
point.
artifacts.
But
Dude.
no, people don't like putting cryptos in physical forms because it's
Although it does
pointless.
get done all the time. There's a lot of
Yeah.
those weird Bitcoin gold tokens.
Yeah, that's
and
true. People
different
do
things,
like
collectibles.
It doesn't really make sense.
They actually are. Some of them are worth more than their Bitcoin value by a significant amount.
Just be the precious metal.
Well, somebody
Yeah.
prints a private key on an ounce of gold or something, and then you have the value of that private key plus the value of
gold,
an ounce of
yeah.
gold.
There's also an artistic aspect and a collector's aspect to it that drives
Yes.
the price up.
Right. Uh-huh.
But yeah, that's an airdrop. So it's turned out to be a really good way to distribute.
It's like a strategy, like a successful
Yeah,
strategy.
It helps bring people in for sure because some people with Decred, I didn't do this because it was worth a little too much to be worth my time. I honestly was like, okay, you guys are going to give me a Bitcoin. I guess I'm really happy today.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it creates tons of liquidity in the market because
People have something.
you
to
have a
move.
ton of different participants, and so they're going to behave, in a bunch of random
more
ways.
maybe more predictable way.
Yeah, in a way.
But there's other strategies too, like with Postcoin, which I received a certain airdrop of. I didn't sell that because it wasn't really worth that much. So instead of selling it, I bought twice as much, which means that my actual buy-in price is 50% of what I bought those Postcoin at. So I can sell all of them for 50% of that price, right? Break even.
Mm-hmm.
So that puts you in a situation where now you can actually trade.
So it really, I guess, the airdrop really greases the wheels of the market because you get a bunch of people in.
Right.
Some of them are going to do like what Jukely just talked about and end up buying more, and then a bunch of people are just going to sell it straight away. But either way, it means that there's people in the mix,
People playing.
trading
Right. Yeah.
away.
Totally.
And
Totally.
so it builds up a lot of hype and stuff that way, and it turns out to be just a good way to do it because mining has become so. Mining used to be the gold standard of like distributing a coin.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have like a short proof of work phase, and then anybody who wanted in could spend whatever it would cost to mine it. But now mining has become gamified in a lot of ways in terms of cloud mining. Makes it possible for people to monopolize the
Right.
mining
They'll
of
just
a blockchain.
spin that up real fast.
You
from
can
your-
you can afford an absurd amount of power
Right.
for very cheap.
I mean, I've used cloud mining to get like 30 to 40% of some blockchains, just kind of like because they had super short proof of works or whatever, and so you can have a lot of fun with that. And so now airdrops kind of become this new way of saying, okay, let's, we're spending all this money to have people pay to buy in. Well, let's just give them away and see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just gets the ball rolling.
So I guess on PowerCoin, congratulations to the people that got in on the airdrop. It probably will have a little pump behind it, I would guess. We'll see.
It looks like something that'll get listed.
Next up is a rebrand of Ribbit Rewards. We kind of made fun of Ribbit Rewards a few shows ago. Do you remember that, Jukely?
I remember the name. Man, it seems like rebranding was a really smart move.
Yeah, we
'Cause
just-
Ribbit Rewards it just doesn't make sense as a name.
We made fun of the name, and then we looked up the coin market cap and found out it was actually a huge,
Oh right,
a
yeah.
huge coin project. So we're like, oh shit, we've just been trash talking these guys.
And
for
so now
no
it's
good reason.
Loyyal,
But yeah, they renamed it to Loyyal or Loyyal or something.
and it's still worth a ton of money.
And it's the same theme too. So I really like that they were able to keep the theme and just do better marketing. So I really like this move from the Ribbit Rewards team.
Be interesting to see how something like this can go. I mean, these types of programs exist with or without blockchains, so having one on the blockchain kind of makes sense to me. I mean,
Yeah, I agree. It's another one of these here's something that's happening in the world. Let's do it with a blockchain and see if it works.
right.
Most of the time, I think you're going to find out that the system that we already have is fine. Like a database probably works fine for running a rewards program. But sometimes the blockchains turn out to have advantages in unexpected ways.
Right.
And so I'd like to see them trying all this different shit.
Yeah, it's definitely an experimental time. Next up was Colorado Pay.
Colorado Pay, this one snuck by me. Do you know what the deal here is on this?
Well, the main thing that I noticed was that they're pretty serious about saying that there's going to be people in Colorado accepting their Colorado Pay token by the end of June.
Wow.
And I was thinking, great, because I'm going on vacation to Colorado sometime, so this summer, and I'm gonna try to use some.
Oh, nice. That's a funny idea.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna buy some just to do that right now, but
Right.
I'm saying if this is real, then I will use it in Colorado. That'd be so much fun.
Well, that'll be fun for us to be able to test that.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
If I'm gonna be if I'm a betting man, I'm gonna say you're not gonna be able to use it.
I like that bet, man.
We'll see.
Let's go on Augur and
Yeah,
bet it out.
That's a great idea. I wish we could, but they lost them all on Gatecoin, right?
I don't know. I don't
that
know.
was just.
I don't know. I don't even think that they had any. Remember, he
Yeah.
told us that he had no association with
Right.
Gatecoin.
Yeah,
he had
no.
never even heard of Gatecoin.
And they just. Yeah, so we don't even actually know if Gatecoin ever had any Augur, had even ever
yeah,
bought
exactly.
into the pre-sale, right?
They definitely did not confirm that. It was never confirmed to us. Let's say
Yeah,
that. I don't know.
fair
I have no idea.
That's a funny idea, though. I love Augur. I'm really excited about.
Yeah, that's still going to be really great. Matt, have you heard of Augur at all?
No, I was gonna ask.
It's like a prediction. You've heard of prediction markets, like in trade and predict it. It's like you want to put a bet on I think Donald Trump is going to win the primary in Texas or something.
Sure.
So they'll open up a market, and then people will bet. Essentially, you can buy shares in whether you think it's going to be a yes or a no, and then at the end, once the event has happened,
The result is in.
yeah, somebody then renders a judgment. It's like, okay, all the people who bet yes win, and all the people that bet no lose. And then, but you can trade your shares in buy or sell actively. And so what'll happen is, as it becomes more and more obvious what the outcome's going to be, the buys will reflect that in the market. So
Right.
it might,
So
if it's obvious that Donald Trump's going to win, it's going to be like 99% of people are going to.
Just like move towards a limit.
It'll be like a 99-cent.
approaches some natural limit.
Yeah, exactly. So it becomes essentially a live way of determining what people in an aggregate think the probability of something is. And Augur is essentially attempting to do it with the blockchain, decentralized. So right now, like the company,
There's parts of it that without a blockchain could be stopped by the governments because
InTrade was shut down.
it is. Is it just? It looks like gambling.
Yeah, and they just weren't in compliance.
Yeah.
Interesting. So people are placing bet there, but are they using it in that way, or what event? How do people post events?
You could
things?
let's say
on the websites they're curated. So the person who runs Predict It will they introduce the markets.
in the case of Augur, anybody can create one.
You pay. Augur has its own token called Rep, and you pay in. I think you actually create the markets with ETH. I don't remember how that works.
I don't know either.
You either pay in ETH or Rep to create a market, and anyone can do that. And then the Rep tokens are what is used to validate the outcome. So the community will essentially have incentive to report on what's
the correct.
the verdict or whatever, and then will determine the outcome essentially. So it's an interesting idea. It got a huge crowd.
They were doing great.
Well, what happened? You said one got shut down.
The Gatecoin exchange went down, and they were doing this. They claimed that they
pre-sale trading.
They claimed that they had bought a bunch of Rep and that they were going to let people trade them before the actual token is released. And so it created this huge frenzy of people fighting over this token that they allegedly had bought, or maybe they did buy them. Nobody really knows, obviously.
Yeah, I mean it hardly even matters.
Yeah.
Well,
really
it would have when they started trading, I suppose. But
yeah, there would have been a huge rush for the
withdraw,
market to normalize.
Yeah, but it's been done with other tokens to this point too. And
YoBit is running.
They took a lot more flack than Gatecoin, I guess, because nobody knew what Gatecoin was.
Yeah, Gatecoin just kind of did it on the side, and everybody knows what YoBit's about, I guess. So.
Yeah, weird.
But yeah, they did. YoBit did a huge one of those things for Lisk, which is another big IPO coin, where Lisk did a huge crowdfund, but the coin isn't out yet. So YoBit's like, oh well, we bought a bunch of Lisk in the crowdfund, and we're going to let people trade it. So they just put up a sell for all of their Lisk, and then
Before it's actually...
Yeah, before it exists. So they're just trading essentially a voucher.
Wow.
So Colorado Coin isn't mineable. It's basically a business that's trying to... I think of it kind of as like when a downtown will have like downtown dollars or something, and then you spend them downtown. But these are like Colorado dollars, and you spend them in Colorado. That's really what it is.
It's like a Dave and Buster's power card for Colorado.
Which means that it's... I don't know how great it is for speculators, but we'll keep track of it, and we'll see if it's something that happens.
Yeah, we'll let you know what happens with that. Next up on the list of new coins this week was UAE Coin, United Arab Emirates Coin.
This is kind of a loud coin just because of how well Dubai Coin's been doing.
Yeah, it's just you had to know that there was going to be more Middle East country coins, essentially. Because Dubai Coin did so good. This one was like 100% pre-mine. It's kind of it's nothing like Dubai
It doesn't
Coin.
look like Dubai Coin. No.
Dubai Coin was awesome because it was an actual miner's coin. Anybody could have gotten into Dubai Coin.
I mean, shit, as a
anytime.
miner, you were satisfied with your profit at what price? Like,
Yeah, I sold it between $1,000 to $1,500. And I was like, oh, I made a killing on Dubai Coin.
Yeah.
Here it is today at $60,000 or whatever. Obviously, I have some small regrets there, but you also, I try to never complain about making a
because
profit.
that's the thing. People make if you make profit, you make profit.
And, I'm happy for the people that bought that coins from me and made more money. So, UAE Coin, I would stay away from. I don't see anything to like about it.
Another warning from Brandon Doge.
Yeah, one of many. But there's just so many shit coins out there. You got to keep them straight.
Yeah, and remember, first week everybody pretty much gets burned anyway. So make it 3 weeks, and then we'll see. Comet Coin is next.
Comet Coin. It looks like an ICO. That's just like another here's an ICO. Nothing, no further questions. I don't know. I definitely
4 posts or 5 posts.
Yeah. So this probably isn't even a real.
Probably will not launch.
Yeah. Do not send any bitcoins to any.
There's
addresses
this thing, Matt, where people just post things and then they just never make
Just
them.
abandoned.
I mean, this
orphaned.
They're like, here's an idea I had in the tub last night.
Well, we all have those tub thoughts. I know.
The Bitcoin Talk forum, it's like the central hub for news in the altcoin world, but it's also just an internet forum that anybody can post to.
Just drop in.
Yeah, one funny thing that's been going on lately, not even lately, it's been happening for like a year now. Everybody who trades a lot gets these notifications set up on their email so that anytime there's a new thread posted in the coins forum, they'll get an email about it. Mm-hmm. And so then everybody will rush. Everyone rushes onto Bitcoin Talk to try and be the first one to start mining something. Mm-hmm. Some people came up with this just to troll those people. Some people came up with a bot that just registers Bitcoin Talk accounts and constantly spams the new coin forum.
Oh, jeez.
And they've been very persistent with this bot. Like, they keep, Bitcoin Talk keep banning them and IP banning them and trying to come up with all this.
It's like just some sort of weird dictionary script. It uses like just random words and random orders,
So it's essentially made the new coin notifications worthless because your phone blows up all the time.
Oh, man.
I love it. I'm just like, oh yeah, another stupid fucking post.
But yeah, it's been going for like a year now that I think about it. They just keep finding new
Bring
ways.
it, post them harder.
Yeah.
Post them harder. I can
Post
take a
harder.
lot more.
Anyone can post anything on Bitcoin Talk. Next up, Rubble. Rubble aims to become the official cryptocurrency.
Are you sure this isn't
of
Rubble?
Well, Rubble is spelled with one B traditionally.
Oh, okay.
So I'm saying it like Rubble, but it's supposed to be modeled off of the ruble. So another country coin, maybe.
Has this happened before? Like, I feel like this.
Yeah, there have
already
been
happened.
like 4 or 5 rubles, I think,
Yeah.
prior to this. And this is a pre-an, I believe. And we'll see. I don't.
So nothing really happening yet.
Honestly, it looks like they just posted something and we might never hear from them again. So, just like we were just talking about, that's an old story. The next announcement this week is Couric Coin.
Ah, yeah, this one was hilarious, man.
This is
Took
a
me
funny
back
joke.
to that great South Park episode.
Yeah, this is a South Park episode where they make a joke that the unit of measurement for the size of shit is Courics.
Yeah.
I think that's making fun of Katie Couric having colon cancer. It's pretty dark.
Well,
pretty dark.
How
humor,
would
honestly.
you rate this coin in terms of Couric?
Yeah,
right
that's
now?
So Matt, we actually.
the supply is 10 million Courics. So.
Do you think this one's like strictly a joke post, or is it a parody coin that there'll actually be a blockchain behind?
Dude, that's what I was wondering. I was like 50-50 both ways reading through this thread the whole time. Like, I think that he's going to try to make the blockchain and give up like halfway. I don't think it's ever going to actually.
It's not going to make it to like a rip-off coin level.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to. Yeah, it won't make it to the level of the great parody coins, like Rip-Off Coin and Troll Coin.
I do see this graphic, and it looks like increasing brown circles.
Yeah,
It implies something. I'm not sure what, but
So, yep, there you have it, Couric Coin. This thread's worth reading just for the laugh, I think.
It's definitely fun.
Next up, WallCoin. WallCoin is a super Chinese post. The funniest thing about this is they claim to have some Chinese software patents.
Nice.
I, of course, don't know.
wait, is that a thing? Chinese software patents?
I didn't know,
That sounds
but they've got
incredibly sketchy to me.
Matt, you've patented things before, have you ever?
I have some patents, and I say software patents in general are pretty sketchy.
in China.
And let's just put it in China. Why not?
China's known. They're known for their deep respect for intellectual property
Exactly.
laws.
Yes. Right. I know.
So yeah, and that's all. But there's a wallet in here, and somebody synced it up and started mining. So I guess it's
Oh man,
thing.
this is kind of rare too.
100% pre-mine. There's no reward.
This is also kind of rare nowadays to actually do a first post newbie account announcement.
Yeah, it's true. I think we maybe like 1 in 3 posts. So
Really, you think it's still happening? I just noticed. I seems like I'm noticing the experienced users more now.
Yeah, there people are going through the trouble of either faking up a Bitcoin talk
buying
record or
them.
buying one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe on rare occasion it actually is a legitimate
A
community
real
member
human
who
being.
Who knows with WallCoin, man? I couldn't possibly speak to
It's
this.
not very decipherable for us, unfortunately.
But maybe it's one of those ones. It's 100% pre-mined, so maybe it's one of, like EDR coin. We're going to see it on YoBit.
Yeah. Controlled market, as
Yeah.
we've been calling it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Next on the list, eggs.
This is a. Did you watch the cute little video for this that the
didn't.
guy commented on?
Is
Oh
it
my
funny?
god! I wouldn't call it funny. I'd call it. I don't even know who
Existing.
it's like aimed towards. Seems like something somebody accidentally bought and then just like threw into this context. Honestly, it's so bizarre.
This coin's interesting to me because do you remember the old eggs? There was like an old eggs, crypto eggs or something that came out just with like no information. They did the no information announcement, and then they got listed on C-Cex immediately, and then like 6 months later they revamped the AN and like did a real launch.
No, I don't remember that one, and it must not be listed there anymore, huh?
Nope. And then it did a really short pump, and then it was gone. And now we see this new coin called Eggs, and it also got listed on C-Cex. So that's bizarrely coincidental, I guess.
Is it a yearly thing? Are we?
I hope so.
Can we catch like some yearly trends after a while on blockchain dynamics if we start keeping track enough?
Yeah,
Catch some real deep.
annual cycle of shitcoin development. I hope we see it. Eggs looks funny, and I guess I don't really have anything to dislike about this. I just think it's
They just
interesting.
have provided no information.
Yeah, there's nothing
or
here.
incentive whatsoever. They have some really cute graphics. That's like not quite enough for me to give them my money.
And I'm not sure what's the supply. 250,000. Looks like it's got a high market cap right now, so I'm not sure what it's probably completely.
How's the volume on the trading?
About 4 Bitcoins on CCX.
Wow, that's
So-
actually really good for a first 2 days or
But
whatever.
again, we don't have any way to know what the distribution of this coin is like. That's the problem.
Do they have a block explorer?
I don't see one, but there might be one.
That's
There's
too bad.
definitely nothing in the original post. But
Well, up next was Revolver Coin.
Revolver Coin. This is a pre-announcement. The theme here, I'll just read the splash line. Revolver is a cryptocurrency network created specifically for content service providers, independent music and video projects, startups, and users working under Creative Commons license.
Okay, cool.
So we've heard this before as well,
Yep,
but this is a pretty nice shiny post. It's got some shiny graphics.
yep.
Again, comparing it to Steam, I think would be the obvious thing, and the thing I like about Steam is that they actually have their website up, so
Yeah,
they actually have a beta of the functional form of what they're trying to create.
definitely helps.
And the other one it reminds me of is N99.
All right.
N99 doesn't have anything up yet, but they do have a fairly respected developer
True.
lined up. So against that competition, Revolver's got, I think, a tough hill to climb in terms of getting interest. But what I do like is that it's
Maybe it's a grower, not a shower, Brando.
yeah, it's no ICO, no pre-mine, and a new algorithm. So I like that framework. It could be another one for
new
CPU
algos
miners.
can be good and bad. You know how it is.
Yeah, and it can be exploited. But what it ends up being, I've always found that people are going to exploit this new algorithm. But even when I do get set up just with a CPU miner or something, I almost always come out ahead.
Definitely. I mean, but that's the same with any coin. If interest is going to build, I suppose having a new algorithm is really smart.
And just having any hurdles between miners really helps. And the other big thing about new algorithm is that it won't be on any cloud mining services.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And so that gives a huge advantage to mining farms, obviously, but it also does give a small advantage to small-time miners.
Gotta love those small-time miners.
Gotta love being a small-time miner. So yeah, that's Revolver Coin. Next is ICOO. This I'm not gonna lie, I didn't fully understand what this guy was driving at. As far as recent IPOs, it seems better than most. But he's saying it's like some service to automatically pay for IPOs. Were you able to parse this thing?
No, kind of. It seems like they're trying to create a platform for it's like a Kickstarter for ICOs, but I don't understand any. I just hadn't heard of anybody having trouble getting their Bitcoin funding through the current means, so it's weird to me.
And yeah, exactly. It's like you want to create a token for facilitating ICOs. Well, I mean, they created that one a long time ago. It's called Bitcoin, and
Right.
it seems to be working fine for that.
Yeah.
But what I do, this is one of those threads that's just so like shiny and polished that you kind of have to check it out. It's got like, it's got the team photos and all this other, press releases and all these other things. So
Yeah, I mean, it could be a very serious project, but I guess it's one of those ones for me that'll remain to be seen.
well, and if it is a serious project, it's going to be like too big time for me to really want to pay attention to it. I'll just let the market sort it out, and if I think there's opportunities, I'll get into it after it's kind of the price is settled.
Grab some of that arbitrage.
Yeah, or just arbit. That's always good. Easy money.
The safe money.
Exactly.
We love arbitrage over at Blockchain Dynamics.
Yep, exactly. That's what my bot does. It just arbs and arbs all day, and it's kind of surprising that you can still get away with it, but because it is a really competitive type of trading. But there's still actually a surprising amount of unclaimed arbitrage opportunities in crypto if you are willing to really kind of reach for the scraps. See, next coin, the last coin this week is ICO Countdown Coin. This one is really funny.
Yeah, we had ICO on the show.
Yeah, we did have him on the show a couple weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks
Yep.
ago. I mean, he was a great guest, and we do like kind of the idea of ICO Countdown. It's funny for us to see him releasing this coin already. Like,
Definitely.
I don't know if he's just been too close to the ICO, and he's kind of like he's got the rush because he's been following all these ICOs.
But he's trying to be a little bit clever. He's so
It's a
there's,
funny idea. It
There's
is a funny
24
idea.
coins.
Yep.
Each one represents an hour of his time. And so if you give him one of the coins, he will work for you for an hour.
So he's only offering up 24 hours of work basically on the blockchain. Does he recycle the coins back into the system?
I guess he's probably selling them back to people.
Yeah, he probably tries to sell them to people who would then pay him for them in hours. So maybe he's setting his own wage in that way. But
It's a really interesting experiment in a certain regard.
yeah, and the problem with this, like with all of these kind of service-based IPOs, is there's nothing in the blockchain that's going to hold him accountable to do anything.
Right.
So there's no, you're going off the blockchain for this service. So
Matt, we were talking a little bit about
Why
the
would he-
trustless aspects of decentralization,
Yeah.
what people like about it. And this puts a very strong point on the parts that people can't control, I guess. Like, and it brings me back to thinking about the DAO again, the Decentralized Autonomous Organization, and how anyone's actually going to be held accountable to follow their contract. And if they don't, who's going to sue them? Like, is the DAO going to hire a fucking lawyer?
maybe they can. Maybe they will.
I'm sure it can, but it sounds like a pain in the ass.
But I mean, that's what companies do. So if
So
they
is that the first thing they're going to do? Like, is the first thing they're going to do to hire a lawyer? Because that seems like probably the first thing they should do.
Well,
See, but then you're giving all your money to lawyers.
the goal.
Yeah, they've definitely like broken nothing about the. I don't know. I'm
think
skeptical of it right now.
Yeah, the DAO is. I think I don't remember who it was we chatted about it with, but I think it was Hex. It's like you need to. It needs to be based initially on services that can be validated through a blockchain.
See, but isn't the whole thing here trying to bring value into the markets, right? And how do you do that?
Right.
Through, in this case, maybe it's like time is money. That relationship of saying you're going to generate this contract in order for us to secure some amount of time from this particular creator or whatever, but. How do you bring value in otherwise? Because like we were just pointed out, like if you're just paying lawyers, right, isn't that just diluting, just pushing value out of the whole market?
Definitely, yeah. That's
There's going
definitely
to be
a parasitic
expenses.
cost.
I mean, they haven't talked at all about expenses.
But yeah, we'll see. The DAO is one of the most controversial.
It's going to be really fun to watch what happens.
It's going to be really fun to see what happens. But going on to ICO.countdown.com coin, I like that this is just kind of a tongue-in-cheek thing. Again, I don't really understand the point of the IPO. Why doesn't he just pre-mine?
I can't. Yeah.
Why doesn't he just pre-mine and then sell them? But I guess he's ICO Countdown, so why wouldn't he do an ICO?
Yeah. And get us ICO. Let us know, man. You can come back on and tell us all about this.
Yeah, that's true. And if this one could turn out to be really, at least if nothing else, enlightening about what people will do with crypto.
Yeah, it's definitely very psychological.
Yep. And that rounds up our new coin announcements for this week. A lot of stuff. But there's quite a few interesting things in here this week, I think, compared to last week.
It has been a fiery week.
Yeah, I'm looking at BitCedi, PowerCoin, Loyyal. Those are probably the big ones for me. Eggs might be fun to watch.
Oh, with new posts.
Yeah.
I was moving straight on to like the trading news.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So that's it for new posts. And now we were talking about the news and pumps this week. And yeah, just like you said, man, it's been a freaking ridiculous week.
Yeah.
I can't believe how strong the markets have been bouncing this week. Honestly, last week I was like kind of joking that maybe we were seeing some signs that the altcoin markets were kind of reaching a bottom in terms of They were down, I would say maybe the last month on average. Kind of the average of coins and volume was trending downward. But this week, I mean, it completely turned around in the hugest way possible.
Ethereum back to 57,000
Ethereum.
BTC volume or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And led by Ethereum again, as we've seen time and again.
Yeah.
But I would have thought it would have taken weeks for Ethereum to get back to this price. So.
And following with the pump, Dubai Coin still just growing.
Probably the most incredible YoBit pump of all time, in my opinion, hit this week with Dubai Coin. The long-term chart on this it's insane. We mentioned earlier I sold mine at 1,000 and I was happy about it.
Yep.
Here we are at 40 times that, and so it's it's a new era for YoBit. I'm really excited about Dubai Coin, also because it was like we said, it was a really good miners coin. Anyone could get in on it.
Right.
And that's one of my biggest indicators in terms of when I'm looking for how much do I want to be buying altcoins in general or holding or selling. One of the biggest things I look for is how are the pumps doing on the no pre-mine, no ICO, low pre-mine, low ICO type coins, because something like EDR coin that's a fixed market is always going to be generating volume and activity, so you can't really use it. You can't really make any use of an indicator on those. But when you see a coin like Dubai Coin being able to pump as much as it has, it tells me that there's probably there's going to be a lot of good coins launching, I think, in its wake.
And we see a direct copycat already this week.
Yeah,
right?
with UAE Coin. But I mean, in general, just people are gonna be like, "Oh crap, I can make money with just a regular blockchain again that just offers kind of some regular features if I package it and do it right." And so you're gonna.
Well, yeah, but don't forget that they're working on that the market and stuff too.
Yeah, exactly. But they're working on kind of the old school services based.
Yeah, that's true. It's nothing that is new, really.
Yeah, exactly. We've always seen the markets have always been good to coins like Decred or Vcash or something that are kind of the from scratch blockchains, but how the market treat the clone coins and the service based coins is a big indicator. And obviously, there's a huge pump behind Dubai Coin.
A lot of money.
Yeah, somebody's putting
wherever
a ton of
it's
money
coming
into
from.
It. The fact that people are taking that risk and taking it entirely on YoBit tells you that there's probably more to come.
Shoot, I'm trading it, man. Threw some in yesterday
Yeah.
at 32K.
Yeah, no, it's funny you told me that, and I was like, "Oh shit, he's gonna get screwed," but it's still way up from there. And,
Bam!
oh man, I think it
Just keeps rolling in.
I'm not a great day trader. I don't really try to sell myself as that, but I think it's probably, if I had to guess, I guess I would say it peaked at that 60K spike, but
That was a good one.
man, I've been wrong a lot. I didn't think Ethereum would bounce back like this either, so I don't know. Here we are.
Yeah, man, Ethereum. Oof.
So yeah, incredible week. Another really interesting week for this coin, SupremeCoin. I don't know if you saw this, but
I wasn't even. I thought that was a joke post when we read it.
It was a joke post. It still is a joke post. Nobody could ever mine it. It just showed up on YoBit with an 8 Bitcoin per coin price, and it was like the guy obviously was faking the shit out of the market and doing a bunch of trading, and then essentially now it's at 100 satoshis. So it went from 8-bit to 100 satoshi. And
Nice.
I hope he didn't trick too many people into buying it.
I doubt it.
I mean, I don't know. Sometimes people just buy in without looking, but if you were to do any research into this, you would have been like, pass.
Yeah, that's weird.
But it did a huge pump. Ponzi coin pumped huge this week. That coin from Tilcoin.
Oh, yep.
Again, way bigger in scale than I ever would have expected. Last week it was up like 10, 20x this week or something, and good volume, and just really impressive to see these coins, I guess, doing as well as they are. We also saw Lisk bounce back up, and in terms of all these funny politics coins that have been coming out lately, like Trump and stuff, it seems like Billary is finally having its day. They've all kind of done well on their own. Trump did good, Byrne did good, even Clint had a run there, and Billary is probably the least scammy, I guess you could say, of the group. Maybe Byrne, but it seems to be on its own little run now too. So it's apparently there's still some, I don't know, traction to that theme.
Yeah, I guess so.
And like I've said before, I think we're going to still see him keep releasing these kind of politic-themed coins right up to the election.
I think you're absolutely right.
And so, yeah, that's all the big news that I guess was on my radar for today. Just kind of blown away by the markets across the board. Like I said, I got into Decred and Vox, added those to my trading bot this week, so that was fun.
Nice.
And I got my money back on those almost instantly. The volume was it was great, so really happy about that.
Yeah.
And I bought a few coins this week. I don't know if you did too much trading. You mentioned you traded Dubai Coin.
Yep.
I bought some BIOS again. It was looking good. I got really lucky with buying Steam this week. I started accumulating some and managed to get quite a bit, between like 60 to 80,000.
Oh, nice.
I just had some low bids, and they got hit on some of those dumps, so that was really awesome. So I'm really happy about where Steam is right now. And there's a couple other little YoBit coins that I've been stacking up on the low.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't do too much trading. One of the new coins that got listed on YoBit, ACoin, is one that I've been holding for a long fucking time. So I did sell some of that and started trading it, but mostly just little trades. That's kind of been my my method of madness right now, is like kind of the thing, with the Dubai coin thing we were talking about, you could have held it. You could have made a bunch 60 times as much or whatever, essentially. And some people did. But at the same time, if I'm able to make a little bit, if I'm able to make, 1/60th of that 60 times, that's still about the same.
Yeah, and that's something that when I was doing full-time crypto, one of the rules I found a lot is I usually didn't keep a huge amount of Bitcoin on hand.
I don't keep a ton on hand either.
When I was a full-time trader, Bitcoin was still kind of on its really strong downward decline. And so it wasn't really smart for me to keep a lot of Bitcoin on hand. And so I learned pretty quick that it's better to just if you can get the profit early and you don't have to wait for the pump, that's great, because then you get that Bitcoin back and you can throw it right back onto NiceHash or mining regrams.
Oh, absolutely.
And so
I love having a little bit on NiceHash, that's for sure.
Yeah, or you can just use that to buy into the next coin and keep trading. So I found that as much as I wanted to be holding out for these huge pumps, in the long run, I tended to make the most money when I was just taking the first good offer, essentially.
Man, it takes guts.
Yeah, it takes so much guts to hold, too, and I don't often have it.
Yeah, it's a balance as well. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to do both. Ideally, you just have a shit ton of money, right? And then you're
Yeah, and then
the
you don't give a shit.
Winklevoss
Yeah.
twins, and you buy like 50% of the Ethereum blockchain, and then
wouldn't that
make
be
an
nice?
organization and buy 100% of that,
Right.
90% of that, or whatever.
Yeah.
But we're rich in character.
Yes, we can be
Yeah,
rich in many
spirit.
things.
I'm rich in spirit. Okay, that's I think that's it for news and pumps this week.
What about in listings, Brando?
Coin listings, huge, ridiculous week for coin listings this week. I'll start with the biggest exchange in the altcoin game,
Bang, bang, bang.
Poloniex. They listed Decred this week. I was giving them a lot
That
of
was
shit.
exciting, man. I was actually pretty stoked when I saw that.
And Decred did something really interesting for a Poloniex listing, and then it didn't just quadruple in price immediately. So
No, because these guys are freaking smart.
yeah, because it really reinforces the idea that Decred seems to be a really long haul project.
Man, talk about another coin that's name I just do not like. It sounds like
It sounds like
uncredible.
yeah, exactly. It does.
Like
That's a good point. You're not the first person who's brought that up. I kind of wonder what it means to the people that created it. But
I think it's decentralized credit.
oh, nice. Okay, so that does make sense. I mean, for the crypto space, obviously.
Yeah. But it's just not a great name.
But yeah, I was really excited about DCR. Obviously, decided to buy a fair amount this week, and I have no regrets with that decision so far.
Nice.
Let's see. Bittrex didn't list anything. I sleep at the wheel again, I guess. I forgot to check Cryptopia.
Oh, dang it. Me too.
So
I think they listed something. Let's get, I'll check it. Let's go on to the
I'll
next,
work
and I'll
through
get
the
back
YoBit.
to it at the...
And
yeah.
YoBit listed a shitload of coins, so I'm not gonna dwell on each of them too much. ToolCoin was interesting because it didn't have a Bitcoin talk thread, I guess. TechCoin, ACoin, like Jukely mentioned, he's been holding that one for a long time.
ACoin's super weird to me because it's lasted this long as a blockchain. The developers definitely haven't heard from that
Long
asshole
gone.
for quite a while. But he
Oh,
created
come on,
an
he's
interesting
probably a good guy.
blockchain that has no, I'm just playing. But his blockchain that he created only has about 1.2 million coins on it, and each block only contains like 0.03 ACoins at
really
this
low
point.
reward.
So
So it's just a decreasing reward POW scheme.
Yeah, but what's weird is you don't see these last this long often. So now at this point, like trying to mine it is not even way to get the coins, essentially.
Yeah, 99 out of 100 coins that came out like ACoin are gone. The chains aren't functional anymore. And ACoin never really got a real pump. So it's surprising that it's just kind of been existing at this 1,000 to 3,000 price range for just years at this point. It got hit really hard by the Cryptsy debacle. I used to have a bunch, and I lost them to the Cryptsy.
Right, yeah. We have no idea how many might have been lost to that.
But yeah, so ACoin, it's funny to see it on YoBit.
It exists.
YoBit's they've just been piling on these old coins lately, and nobody really quite knows why except Blacksmith probably, but I think it's cool. I'm really happy to see ACoin being traded again and all these older coins.
I think it's just part of the, it's like EA Sports. It's in the game.
Yeah, it really is. Apparently YoBit has no problem spinning up thousands of wallets, so. QuebecCoin is the next listing for YoBit. Just another kind of country type theme coin. This is a newer one, I'm pretty sure. We'll see how they do. One coin, one world. This is funny. This thread's really funny. This guy took a bounty for the Block Explorer and then just got in this huge argument with the developer about what a huge shitcoin it was because it's a huge pre-mine type.
Smart, yeah.
Yeah, it's the same kind of stupid format we've been seeing a lot of lately with just like a ridiculously huge pre-mine. But it's now traded on YoBit. I couldn't really gauge much about it. Couldn't find a working Block Explorer. And, the guy's just kind of trading to himself probably. But could be the next EDR coin, I guess. The next listing was QuebecCoin. This is a rebrand of GiveCoin.
Right, yeah. I saw Bittrex actually change that one this week.
And this coin has a huge market, actually. It's a really big coin still.
Huh.
Let's see. CoinMarketCap gives it 265 Bitcoin market cap, so not that huge, but that's a solid showing.
Pretty reasonable
for an old coin. August 2014 release on that, so it's been around for a while. They next coin is SoulCoin.
Okay.
This was launched recently. No information. Seems like again.
Yeah, I remember the logo. That was on the last show, show number 10 with Not So Fast that that SoulCoin was launched.
So, yep, that's SoulCoin. I don't really see anything to like about it. LanaCoin, this one I kind of thought it was funny to see listed. It's the coin that the guy did like as a tribute to his daughter or whatever.
I think I might just be broken, but do you remember AnalCoin?
Yeah, oh, definitely.
It's really hard for me to not see AnalCoin in LanaCoin.
You're talking about Buttman's AnalCoin?
Yeah. But it's the same letters, man.
Yep. Yeah, it's true. It's just like a anagram or whatever, but the coin market cap says the market cap on this is $300. So apparently if you want to control the LanaCoin blockchain, it wouldn't be that difficult. But they listed UAE Coin, no surprise there.
Yep.
Just in the wake. But again, there's no Block Explorer on this, and it's the full pre-mine, so I don't like it. They also listed BitBoss, which is fine. Happy about that. It doesn't seem to be doing all that much yet, but
it looked like, from what I was reading, it's trading a little low compared to mining cost.
Yeah, and it's more of a straight-up coin. It's not, again, we've been seeing so many of these huge pre-mines lately and ICOs. We haven't been seeing that many straight-up coins. BitBoss seems to be a more straight-up coin. And so it doesn't surprise me to see it trading low now. If it's going to follow the Dubai coin pattern, it could trade low for a long time, So I do like BitBoss still, and I guess we'll see how it plays out.
It reminds me of, do you remember, of course you remember BitSeeds. And then
yep.
That was incredible. Like, man, another one. That actually reminds me of, they all remind me of each other, but that was crazy because another one that you sold for a profit as a miner, and then and then it decided to 60x.
Yeah, go up just a ridiculous amount, but whatever.
That's just such weird shit.
Next up, we have WMCoin. This is a super Chinese coin that looks like it's been doing really well. I don't have a good framework for valuing or kind of.
Yeah, that's how I feel as well with this type of one.
Trading with these Chinese market-friendly coins, and I don't really feel all that compelled to in terms of it's obviously not going to be a market where I have a huge advantage, right? I'm not a Chinese speaker. I don't have any insight into their markets, and so I'm not. I just am happy to let them go on their own. And then finally, they also listed SupremeCoin that we talked about earlier. It's 100% pre-mine, just ridiculous coin that this guy tricks some people into buying.
Wow.
Essentially. So sorry if you got screwed on SupremeCoin, but that's how it is. And that's it for the YoBit listings. Tons of coins, but nothing too amazing.
Bada bing!
All right, so Cryptopia, did they list anything? What did we find out?
Yes. As a matter of fact, they listed CasinoCoin.
CasinoCoin. That's an older one of these gambling coins. It was going to be like the premise was that you're buying a share of the online casino.
Oh, like GameBit or GameBet is a little bit.
I think so.
But a different.
Does GameBet do you play with the token? Usually when they do this.
No, not in the GameBet sense.
Oh, it's a share of ownership.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, similar to that then.
Yeah. And then TigerCoin.
TigerCoin. Okay.
That's it.
All right, there you go. Couple more, always a steady stream.
Couple solid new coins to trade.
C-Cex had some funny listings this week. They listed one called Alphabet Coin Fund. I don't know a single thing about that. They listed a coin called Tesla Coin. That's an older coin that I think kind of already came and went, but now it's on C-Cex.
Cool.
And then they listed that Eggs Coin, which
yum.
is just interesting.
Scramble them up.
Yes, please. And yeah, that's the listings this week. Good selection.
Let's see. Out of those listings, which ones are we going to see that are still on the? I mean, YoBit obviously isn't going to delist anything.
I'm going to say, but which ones are actually going to be getting traded? I would say
These are actually pretty good. Decred's not going to get Poloniex is super careful.
Yeah, Decred's going to be huge for a long time. I think that's pretty obvious at this point. Unless the devs pull a real fast one on us, but I don't see that happening.
The first one to be delisted will be Eggs.
Eggs, you think so? I'm going to say Alphabet Coin Fund.
Okay.
But, we'll see. I think I think the most valuable ones going forward are going to be... it's hard to say this week. I'm going to go BitBoss, LanaCoin...
LanaCoin.
Yep, because it can't go anywhere but up. So, if you're at 3/4 Bitcoin market cap, it's tough to go down.
That's true.
So
that's a really good point.
I mean, eventually somebody.
Does anyone have $10?
Yeah, eventually. That's going to spike the price like 10%. Eventually, someone's going to buy $10 worth and spike the price or whatever. ACoin, I don't know if we're going to see it going forward. I think QuebecCoin, we probably will. So that'll be fun.
Birthdays.
Coin birthdays. There weren't too many this week. 1 year birthday for ARBCoin, which obviously arbitrage theme there is obvious. This was kind of a common thing for a while. Everyone was trying to make a gimmick around, or a bot, or a gimmick coins around arbitrage.
Right.
And gimmick services like that, BTC ARBs and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think it was all just kind of...
Because I want to trade inside my wallet.
Yeah, apparently that's an important thing or whatever, but... Like, what is the coin going to do to facilitate that? Maybe that isn't even what the actual theme here is, but...
But you know what?
They're a year old. So
yeah, happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Arbit.
I think you're wrong. I think this is augmented reality.
Oh, you're totally right. I was confused by this. When it launched, I remember totally having it wrong in my brain and just never getting that incorrect mental image out of there.
I don't think they've produced anything augmented reality related at this point.
They haven't augmented anybody's reality yet. I was really hoping for that.
But lasting a year is pretty good because once you last 2 years, you're pretty much invincible.
You're made. Well, they augmented my reality by having a coin birthday this week, so congratulations to ARBCoin.
So totally augmented.
The 2 year birthday, the only one we could find was Mineum Coin. Is this actually still alive?
It's definitely alive because I saw it on the top of the World Coin Index at some point in the last 10 days or something.
Looks like it's just a long POW old coin.
So what's the oldest a coin can be?
Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
Bitcoin's the
there
first.
were other coins, but nobody seems to know what they are or talk about them. They just say, oh, there were other coins before that.
Before there was, I know Hashcash is one, and
how old is Bitcoin?
There's one that Sabo guy created prior to Bitcoin came out in 2009, I want to say.
So 7 years.
Yep. So about 7 years.
Okay.
Most 2 years is old for a coin. 3 years is extremely old.
These are like coin years, like dog years.
Yeah, exactly. But
coin years would be even longer, man. That'd be like X10.
Litecoin is kind of the benchmark altcoin. They weren't the first, but I don't know.
Litecoin was definitely the second coin that most people heard about.
Yeah, exactly. So
then Dogcoin.
But yeah, 1 year's most coins don't last a year.
Yeah, and age commands respect. Is that true? Yeah.
In a way, it more just like all it really takes is for there to be 2 nodes.
Yeah, right. You don't. So a lot of people
Okay.
will criticize coins that are abandoned in the sense that there's no active development on them.
Mm-hmm.
But all you have to do to actually keep the chain alive and qualify for our birthdays is have a couple of nodes running.
You pretty much have to be trading to
Yeah,
qualify
and have-
for our birthdays.
Yes, there has to be like somebody has to be talking about it.
I see.
But yeah, so it's really really easy to keep a blockchain alive. So it says
So-
a lot that so few actually do.
So to Millennium, happy 2nd birthday.
Yay.
May you see many more.
Yep, and boom, that's it for this week. We want to say thanks again to Leone Labs.
Yeah, cheers.
It was really great doing the show from his
thanks, Matt.
facilities.
Roadshow.
Yep.
It's awesome.
Yeah, check out the glow glyphs. Check out Leone Labs Twitter. What's your website, Matt?
Yeah, LeoneLabs.com.
Oh well, that's easy.
That's easy.
Check it out. Congratulations again to all of our Twitter contest winners.
Congratulations to the Mineum winners.
You guys are going to get your Bitcoin rewards. So
I'll send them out when I get home tomorrow.
And yeah, that's it. My name is Brandon Doge.
I'm Jukely.
This has been Blockchain Dynamics show number 13.
Error by try.